Okay, is this one working? All right. I'd like to call to order the meeting for October 15th for the Village of Monee Planning and Zoning. Let's rise for our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Bettenhausen.
Here.
Brophy.
Here.
Cole.
Here.
Linner. Lindstrom.
Here.
Trevino.
Here.
West.
Here.
All right, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting of July 16th, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Brophy.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Bettenhausen.
Yes. Okay, open to the public. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on agenda items? Okay. You can come up. You have 3 minutes to come up and speak into the microphone.
Well, I was hoping that, can we just do a more informal question and answer? Let's ask questions, you guys answer. How about that?
Yeah,
There's only a few people here.
could you come up to the
We
mic
need
though,
you to
just
come
so
up to the
it-
mic, please.
Yeah. It's also so on the recording.
Can I sit down or no? Yeah? Yes? No?
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Well, I'm talking to you. Well, what's your plans? For the property, the plans for the property. Gale Avenue? Am I making a statement or
Bill?
I'm asking a question?
Bill, can you speak to this?
Whatever.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah. So you're talking Gale Avenue going out of.
We're talking, come on, the property on Monee, Manhattan, Gale Avenue that you're developing and tearing down.
I know where.
What are you putting?
Where are we putting?
What are you putting in?
It's being purchased and cleared out for future commercial property, which would be restaurants, retail, but mostly restaurants.
How much buffer zone in between that and my property?
I don't know where you live.
5655.
Which one is that?
Right here against, right there. You got me completely and totally surrounded.
Right there.
5655.
Okay.
No, you're looking at the other.
This one, right?
Right there. That's when you have me completely and totally surrounded. So what's your intentions, like buffer zone wise? Do you have well, it's up to the developer, isn't it?
Right. Well, once we find a developer, we start marketing it. Yeah.
Well,
So-
are you gonna put an easement in there, like the consideration is my property or no?
That's not the word in here. You're the developer. So of course there's gonna be a buffer. We're not gonna put, you know.
Now, when you say restaurants, what do you mean by restaurant? Drive-through restaurant? Like,
That's not what comes in. We're looking
So
for
you don't know?
We're looking for sit-down restaurants.
like Hooters?
Okay, I'm gonna intervene here.
Is it?
You didn't mention your name, or at least I didn't catch your
My name's
name.
Tim Cassan.
Okay, Mr. Kassan. Kassan, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't hear you. We have reached out to you a few times, left the voicemail, emails. And so this time there's 3 minutes that's given to talk about this. If you have a comment and questions, we'd be more.
Well, what's with the game changing the goalposts? Because I already talked for over 3 minutes, so why change it now?
No, this is the standard operation. This is rules, the Roberts rules.
Okay.
So I'd be more than happy to talk offline and go over it
Talk here.
as long as you need. But that's,
Everybody here wants to know what you guys have to say. Let's
Okay,
talk
as-
here and now.
okay,
Why, let's be transparent. How about that?
okay, we are
Yeah.
being transparent.
Yeah?
There's nothing that's new.
Would you go for a forensic audit of all the money that you're using to buy this property around Monee and the development? Would you? If you're so transparent?
We're currently under an audit
Yeah? Okay.
that we've
Are
requested.
you under a federal investigation at all?
No.
Have you talked to the FBI about Denisha Kajo? Yes or no?
About what?
Denisha Kajo.
Okay, so
Have
this
you-
is,
Yes or no?
this has nothing to do with this
Okay,
meeting here.
We'll take that as a
So,
yes, so.
Well, this is agenda items only that we're
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's-
discussing right
well,
now.
let's talk about what's going on in the town. This is all on the agenda. It's our town, let's talk about it.
Okay.
What's off limits?
Well, we'll go in order of the agenda. We've got to stick to
Well,
the
yeah,
agenda.
You asked me to come up here and talk, and now you don't want. What's going on?
Okay. I appreciate, if you have a comment, if you have something, then.
I have a question.
You've made
What
your
do you
comment?
You don't know. I
We-
vote no. Does that mean
Okay.
anything? You already tore all the houses down. Why the dog and pony show here? You already tore all the properties down. You already own them. And now you're acting like you don't know what you're putting there?
What's your question? I'm not understanding your
What are you
question.
building, Ruben? That's the
There's
question.
nothing being built. At this point,
You're
the
gonna look at me with a straight face and say that?
yeah, there's nothing been built.
You have plans to build. Can we say that's fair?
The village has plans to develop that property, those properties that they purchased,
Okay.
which has been in public meetings, this has
Well,
been
I'm asking you,
announced.
It's possibly gonna be like a drive-through outside my bedroom window. That concerns me,
I understand.
yeah? And now I'm gonna be surrounded by the town of Monee. What's that gonna do to my taxes?
I can't answer that question. You don't live in a
Because that affects
village.
me. I'm sure you don't care, but it affects me. That's why I'm here.
No, it's not that I don't care.
Oh, you're.
I've made attempts to talk to you offline, and I appreciate your comments, and your 3 minutes are up. So thank you. I'm more than willing to sit down with you and meet anytime, at your convenience.
I
Okay, but-
have nowhere to be. I've been up since
Okay.
1 o'clock. I worked 16 hours. Here I am. I'm ready to talk.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else that had any comments? Agenda item? Okay, you can come up to the podium.
I didn't know I had.
I have 4 minutes?
I didn't take so much time, sorry.
Good
Now we're
evening.
gonna have a conversation, Stan.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm pin number 211417 402 014 0000, commonly known as 5607 West Gale Avenue. I am at the corner of Central and Gale. For those of you who aren't familiar with what's been bought or what's been sold, and you're looking at a blackened picture up here, I'm the one at the corner here.
Did you give your name?
I'm sorry, didn't I say that? No, my name is Terry Hall. Terririhall. The reason I'm going to be probably most affected by this is because this is my third annex in letter I've received on my property in the 46 years I've resided there. So I have a lot invested. I also realize that the geographical situation is changing. It's all going to be commercial. At this point, my neighbor next door was tore down today, and I've been her neighbor for 46 years. So as I've watched the bricks tumble, I say to myself, well, what can I do about this? Well, I can voice my concerns as a resident still not of the village, but my own property that I have the right, without nuisance, to enjoy until you buy me out or an investor buys me out. Here are my questions and concerns.
Time's up.
Number one is that the commercial properties being put next to me, whatever they may be, is that there would be that buffer zone that he kind of touched on between my house and whatever businesses you put in there. In all the 2 years I've been watching all these meetings, the village is very tactful in telling these business owners, hey, fix your fence. You need a buffer even if you've been a commercial person in our community for a long time. Add a fence, add some bushes, da-da-da. I too am concerned that there will be a Taco Bell at my bedroom window at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I would ask that the village would be very mindful and considerate, and also think everything that they're passing through right now, you may all not be on the board when this comes to all provision that there's going to be. I hope to still be in the village, whether I be inside the village or outside the village. But everything that you are doing today is going to affect this village for years to come. And so I think that we should raise our standard, not lower our standard, what we allow in the community. And we use wisdom and discernment in choosing what gets plunked next to us as we're still there working in our street, Gale Avenue. Now, he is 5 doors down from me. And right now, there is nothing between him and I. We don't have
One house.
Yeah, we have one house that is going to be used for some sort of training. But when that gets ripped down, it will be Tim and I and the 2 guys at the farthest end. And so when we look down the street, we don't have street lights. So now that my neighbors are all gone, their little solar lights are not at night. I'm completely blacked out. And I will say Monee has come by every day and drove down our street, police-wise, and have cut the grass of the vacancies. But my true concern is that as we're sitting here, his questions have merit, however loosely phrased. He's concerned, what are you going to do with us? And we want to see a bigger picture. And I realize you can't say, well, we're going to get a Chick-fil-A here and we're going to get it, but we need to be talked to. We're the ones that have been there the longest. And the people on Monee Road, a lot of them have not been there the years I've been there. And a lot of them are renters. So they don't even have a whole lot of option of whether they're going to live there in 5 years from now. So I'm asking that everyone just really consider that as you're annexing in everything and saying, we want to take this property and we want to do that. And we realize it's a logistical thing that you have to do legally to make things tip ready for investors or whatever. And I'm saying, well, you know what? I'm not going to annex in the village because my taxes will triple. And at this juncture, I've already been like zeroed out. You're going to be commercial. Somebody's going to take me. I don't know whose name is going to be at the bottom of a check, but I do know it will happen. I am prepared for it. I am not wanting to live there in a noisy environment without enjoying my land until the day I leave. So that's what I've got to say to the village. Thank you for your time.
Ms. Hall, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you don't mind. If you don't mind me putting you on the spot, and I apologize.
I'm here.
So, in an earlier conversation, I think you brought up a really good point in Mr. Cassane had mentioned it as well about a buffer zone and the not knowing, the unknown, those questions. Can you mention about when you lived on Sutton Place and what you experienced at that point? I think that'll drive, the point you're making.
I kind of brashed over there because she said I had 3 minutes, so I said, yes. But here's the deal. I have had two homes in Monee. The home I had on Sutton Place I owned till 2014, so it was a townhome. And when we first got in there, we were fresh little neighbors, and everyone was looking forward to living down that street. There was 51 of us, and I was on the HOA, and we got to vote on certain things. Well, one of the hardest things we had was there was supposed to be always a fence at the end of the last north unit, all the way into the hotel. Now, there was one behind the hotel, but the one across the way didn't get put up for years. And what would happen at whatever time Burger King was operational hours, you could hear that every single order that was being placed, especially at night, for a double Whopper or whatever. And I could actually hear the employee. I could hear the people in the cars. We got all the papers that flew from there that people had eaten and thrown out on their land. And, that was why I was so concerned about that, because I do believe that the village has good intentions to bring in some extra businesses to the area, which is a benefit to everyone. However, I think that the village also has enough weight to say to these people coming in, you know what, we're a community, but we want to keep that country type feel, and we don't need 2 a.m. drive-throughs. So that's where the village can say to them, hey, you want to come to our community? You want to drive through? We have a criteria that's up here of what we're going to allow to be placed next to our residents. And not only that, but for our own thing, we don't need people coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning to get a hamburger. Who are these people? You know, so I'm saying there's a lot of things that the village can do to protect our reputation as a village, and also the reason people want to live here. Did I answer you correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Well said. Well said. That's very important to hear. And that is much of the conversation that and direction from the mayor that we've had. We've instituted recently ordinances to address fencing in properties and building up barriers and stockpiling and having visual barriers from seeing those things in different parts of the village that reaches out to those concerns that you've just mentioned. And Bill, if you maybe kind of speak to that, because there's a little bit more that's in the works that I want to give a comfort level as we're moving forward.
You want me to sit down?
Yeah, you can sit down.
No.
Is it working? Is it? Or no? I don't think either one of them are. Nope, that one is.
Oh, yeah, that one is.
And steal your microphone. We can do a duet later. So to Ruben's point, I think it really started with a lot of different things. First of all, being proactive to what you were saying, I think we're kind of alluding to a little bit, and you were talking about as well, is that I get calls all the time from companies saying, want to put truck parking, want to put truck parking here, want to put truck parking there. Like the one that we have right next to Starbucks, that kind of prompted our zoning ordinance to kind of be upgraded, which is, they need to berm at 3 feet, they need to put an 8 foot high fence and that type of thing. It doesn't fit in what we're doing, to your point, and we are taking what residents want into consideration. We're trying to keep industrial on the east side of 57, no, west side, sorry, not the west, east, I'm standing. Yeah, no, on the west side of 57, doing things like Memorial Park and the Lefebvre Bailey Park, that type of thing. And then here, to your point, I mean, when I'm talking to people, and that's being more proactive, because if we didn't buy this property, and first of all, we asked everyone if they wanted to sell. We didn't force anyone to sell their property. We paid very fair over the value of their price, or their.
What's the median home price in Monee?
I don't know.
$375,000.
I'm not
How much
sure.
did you guys offer?
Well, these aren't worth $375,000.
Well, market value.
Or you can look it up. Most of them are like 200.
Well, please don't interrupt him while he's speaking.
205,000. So, anyway, lost my train of thought. So we had willing sellers. Where it started was the dentist office. He was closing, and so I called the realtor. There was a realtor sign. I don't mean to go into, and I said, hey, we'd be interested, because again, if we're not being proactive, there's going to be a company that comes in and says they could be another truck parking just next to, like the Amazon trucks are. So this way we can control what comes in here and look at everything, and to your point, make it nice. We're not going to make it crappy. We're going to make sure that it's buffered. And if you choose to stay there, they'll have to buffer it with fence. And no, are we looking for a 24-hour Taco Bell or whatever? No, we're not. We're looking for nice sit-down restaurants, because it's the one thing that we hear all the time, besides, where's the grocery? We need a grocery store. I know that. But we need nicer sit-down restaurants. That's the goal. And I've kind of dubbed this loosely Restaurant Row, because that's what people want. And this is ideal right off of I-57. And so, and it will be nice. It's not going to be some, fly-by-night operation. So I don't know if I got off track a little bit, but it is about fencing. It's about us making sure that the residents are happy with what goes in here. And it's just not something that just comes in and says, oh, well, too bad, because we bought the property. But this way we can control what goes in. with the developer and finding it. And you will start seeing a few signs up here that say, you know, commercial space available. But again, we're going to filter those companies. Does that answer your question a little bit?
Yeah, I think it did. I think that, in all fairness to my residents on my block, they knowingly nickname me as the mayor of Gale Street. And why that is because every one of us, especially the ones that are left now, have had to deal with immediate change. And if any one of you had someone come down your block and say, guess what, we're buying every house down here, and you watched them being demoed, and they were neighbors and friends, and we were a tight community down here. We were a dead end. We never were on Monee Road. And the people that have purchased on Monee Road knew what they were buying because they moved in 2017, in 2005, and what have you. Our group down here, my neighbor next door, who was 77, whose house got demolished today, she was 6 years old, and her parents bought the house next to her. She grew up on that street. So I think in all fairness to us, we've done a great amount of flexibility here with the village coming down. First we had to deal with fiber optics. Then we have NICOR coming down and digging up every driveway looking for the shutoffs. And then we've had ComEd come down. And as each one's come down, we've had to deal with all that. And as each house has come down, we've had to digest that. So in all fairness to us, in 6 months, we've watched all this stuff go on. And a 3-minute, no offense to the timetable here, a 3-minute question and answer to a group of residents that have had to deal with it for 6 months is not a fair way to handle it. For us to get it off our chest and let you know how we feel. And so you go back and tell the mayor how we feel. And that's what I got to say tonight.
Sorry. I just want to, like, just for the record, everybody that just doesn't have a lot of voice like an umph, but I'll talk louder. Everybody that we've purchased property from, we've given either 60 or 90 days to move out, and we've been very, very open and transparent with that.
Guy with dementia and a widow. That's what you guys do.
We didn't throw anybody out of anywhere.
You know what? Yes, you did.
No, we did
You
not.
sent Ray Rosewell to my house to intimidate me.
We did not.
Did you?
I'm sorry.
Hire him?
Don't
Yes
yell
or no?
Don't yell at me. He's a realtor, first of all. So
Absolute
he works for.
scumbag.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yes, it is.
Okay, then you can keep your opinion. But anyway, we hired him. He works for Village.
Come to my house
Can you stop
and
interrupting me,
directly-
please?
I'm telling you so.
No, you're not telling me anything.
Directly
Stop interrupting.
intimidated me.
Ray does not intimidate anybody. I've worked with him. How can he intimidate anyone? Seriously. Anyway, he works for Village Realty. I hired him because
To
we work.
intimidate.
Sir, there's nobody in this town that is gonna intimidate nobody on purpose. That's a story. That's a story. That's a story. I don't care what you're telling me. I know there's people in this town. I know the people on this board. I know everybody. I know Ed. Nobody is gonna do that. Right now, we have so many good things going on in town.
Relevant to me. I don't care who you.
It's obvious. It's obvious. Nothing we say is relevant. So what can we say to make you happy, sir?
What are you talking? We're talking about.
What are you talking about?
I want to know more about property than being happy. I'm
Okay.
talking about a real estate deal, not.
All right, we're losing the whole,
Right.
we're going to stop right there. And Mr. Kassane, again, my offer still stands. I would be more than happy to sit with you and give you all the time you need.
We're sitting right here.
But this is not civil. This is not.
Ruben's a
this is-
very fair man. If you would sit down and talk with him instead of screaming back and forth like this.
What I'm asking for is civil discourse, and that's not what we have here. But I do want to hear what you have to say because I do care. You mentioned that I didn't. I do care what you have to say.
Well,
But
if you're being truthful, then we will talk.
I'm absolutely being truthful. But what I wanted to move forward so we can provide provide the information that everyone else is wanting to hear. And so I appreciate that we can move forward, and it's all yours.
Thank you. All right. So next, we are going to, I need a motion to open the public hearing for the variance application for the property located at 26526 South Winfield Road.
I'll make the motion.
Roll call, please.
Cole,
Yes.
Lindstrom,
Yes.
Trevino,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Bettenhausen,
Yes.
Brophy.
Yes.
Is Christopher or Laura here? Hi, can you come up to the podium, please? Good evening. All right, if you could just tell us a little bit about your application and what you're requesting?
Sure. We're just, we just built our house, moved in January, and downsized a little bit too much. And so we need a detached garage to put some of the stuff that we had purchased.
Stuff that we brought.
So.
It's taking up too much space in our garage.
So most of the houses in a lot of the houses in our neighborhood have it. So we're applying for one. That's the reason why.
All right. and
I
then
have a
that's-
question.
Oh, sure.
Have you spoken to Kevin Gorman?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got his blessing.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
And we
Because if
love-
anybody's going to shut you down, it's Kevin.
Yeah. We bought a lot of cantaloupe from him this year, so we're good. And he signed a paper. He's got a paper saying it was okay.
Okay, great. Does anybody else have any questions? All right. All right, if there's no questions, then can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Lindstrom,
Yes.
Trevino,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Bettenhausen,
Yes.
Brophy,
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
All right, and then can I have a favorable or unfavorable?
I will make a favorable motion.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Lindstrom,
Yes.
Trevino,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Bettenhausen,
Yes.
Brophy,
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
All right, so we will pass our recommendation on to the village board, and they will also hear your request at their next meeting, which is next Wednesday, the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. here as well.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
you're very welcome. You have a wonderful evening. All right, next, I need a motion to open the public hearing for the annexations of several properties located on Monee Manhattan Road and Gale Avenue.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Trevino. West,
Yes.
Bettenhausen,
Yes.
Brophy,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
All right, so I understand you have some documents to show us. Put you on the spot again.
Document, well, are
All right.
we talking this, we're done with this, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Documents, I just left the next-
Well, ours is kind of dark,
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
I heard yours was going to look better.
Okay, so this, I think we're talking about this
Yeah.
one next, right? Right across from Amazon on, just as you can see, west of Ridgeland, across from Amazon. I think the attorney is here for Mr. Thomas Gentilla. So this would be, he's built two truck parking plazas just north of, on I-57, just south of Route 30, next to the Sherwin-Williams Paint Factory. Done a really nice job, it's very professional, well-lit, landscaped, everything. So his plan is to do something similar on the on the front portion to start, which would be, sorry, the pointer here is not very big, but right across along Manhattan Monee Road. And then in the future would continue on the backside, of course, with buffer, with berming, landscaping, fencing, everything. So he's very, aware of aesthetics and how things look. He wants to do it right. So this currently is in Monee Township. And so we're looking to annex it into the village so he can get started in the spring. Any questions? I think it's on, is it about 55 acres, Ruben, is that about right? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's everything that's in blue. You can see back here, this would be probably a retention pond because it's in the wetland at the top. So again, the first building would be up in the front, and then the second would follow maybe the following year or what have you. So the goal, again, as I mentioned earlier, is to have trucks be on the right side of Amazon or right across the street. There is a light that's right here. So the trucks would, if they left Amazon, let's say if he did get that contract, don't know, then they would be able to pull right across or pull in and not back and forth on Manhattan Monee Road. So they'd be able to get right on I-57, either north or south.
Are there any changes to what he originally asked for when we gave him the original approval?
I think the only thing, Ruben, if you want to talk about that, like as far as a temporary.
So during the negotiations and discussions over the months, it was basically at the village's request because of what we've experienced with this growth that we've had in the village, an increasing amount of truck traffic and a dilemma, what do we do with all this overflow of traffic? And so over the last few years, the village has met with the county, with the township, and looking, and also meeting with Amazon and other of the industrial locations within the village. If you look on almost at any given day, you'll see the guardrails just ripped up off the ramps, and so all these issues, the vehicles throughout the village, going through our roundabout, taking out our landscaping, going on private property, going into commercial areas, and just it's an overflow. And then I-57, the rest area not working. It has a collapsed well, so the restrooms are not working, and so they're not staying in the truck stops. And if you're on 57, during the night hours, they back up down the interstate a mile on the ramp. They'll sit off side, and that's an issue. And so we've been proactive and so when we had first met with Mr. Gentilla, this was almost at our request. Would you be willing and help us with a truck park? It makes perfect sense. You're right in an industrial area. The Ridgeland corridor is going to be under development moving forward over the next 10 years. It's in not only the village's comprehensive plan, but also in the region, Chicago Southland, Cook County. Everyone recognizes the Ridgeland and the I-57 corridor. And so it's just going to bring more truck traffic, more volume. So in order to meet not only the village's needs, but also his future plans for expansion, the village said that we would zone it to M1 zoning, which is light manufacturing, industrial. So we would agree to the zoning, M1, for it to happen. The other is for it to be a truck park. That was at our request. And then the third thing was the actual parking lot itself. In order to put in, whether it's concrete or asphalt, the costs are astronomical. And if there's going to be future expansion, more buildings, it would not make any sense for Mr. Gentilla for today, at our request, put in concrete or an asphalt pavement for a parking lot, and then 2, 3, 4 years from now have to rip it up because now he's got to put a foundation, he's got to put in a building. It would just be, you know, devastating financially, both to him, and it would not make any sense. So we agreed to an aggregate base, and with a 10-year cap. Now, 10 years down the road, you know, we're going to come knocking, hey, we've got an ordinance, and he's well aware of that, and he's willing and agreeable. His engineer is here. I don't know, if, Mr. Zaluski, if you have any more to add to that, but does that pretty much confirm the understanding at this point?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I have a question about the front of the building, though. Would that be asphalt or would that be crushed asphalt?
Well, I'm going to let Mr. Zaluski, this is Bill
To me,
Zaluski, his engineer.
That's probably more important, that, if anything, that has a finished appearance, not something that is temporary.
You're absolutely right. Mr. Gentilla has the same attitude as you do. He would put the building up, there would be concrete asphalt around the building for the car parking, the employees, and the immediate use of the building. Behind it, where the trucks would be parking, that would be the grindings, because as stated by Ruben, if the need comes for another building, he'd rather build it in the grindings and then asphalt around it. So, yes.
That makes more sense. I just didn't want to see the grindings up in the front
No.
and be there for 10 years. No, actually, that needs to be finished.
Yes. And he has, as mentioned, he has the facility in Matson, and if
Oh.
you happen to see that,
It's beautiful.
that's his prototype. This is going to be a duplicate of that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. All right, not on that one? Okay. And then, we don't have to talk about this one? And then does anybody have any questions about the Monee Manhattan location part on, because that's the one, this Central and Manhattan Monee Road as well, right?
The houses, yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be both. So you'd be voting on both to annex the properties that are highlighted. Of course, you know, when this whole thing was set up, it's some are in Monee Township, some are in the village, some are even University Park, none of them here. So that's why they're kind of, you know, spotty. So it's everything that's highlighted is what you'd be voting on to annex into the village. And then, of course, the property we just talked about, Mr. Gentilla's,
great.
the industrial. So those items.
Okay, I just want to make sure we went
Yeah,
over both,
yeah.
okay,
Thanks.
all right. All right, anybody have any questions? We're good?
Question. There was one property, 5722 Monee Manhattan Road, and maybe it's a quick answer here.
Yep.
The PIN number was listed as 2114-102-016-0000. And when I looked it up in Will County, it describes it as 2114-402-016-0000.
Yeah, I mean, obviously something's off, but it is 5722. That is correct. I mean, I'll have to check it.
402 is the correct PIN number. I just read it up.
Yes. Yep. And I'll just point out that was just, you know, we had looked to purchase that a long time ago and they said no, and then of course it came up for a sheriff's auction, so we purchased it, and that's why it's over here as part of the plan.
So if that's a typo, we will definitely have that corrected. If this is approved tonight with a recommendation, it would be corrected for the village board meeting.
Great. All right, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call, please.
West,
Yes.
Bettenhausen,
Yes.
Brophy,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Lindstrom,
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
Okay, so I need a favorable or unfavorable motion to annex the property across from Amazon as M1 and then the other properties C1.
I will make the motion to approve.
And I will second it.
Okay, roll call, please.
Bettenhausen.
Yes.
Brophy.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
All right, and then we will have that change made for before the next meeting. Okay, great. So any unfinished business? I don't believe we have anything. No new business. And so I believe I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
All right, roll call, please.
Brophy.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Bettenhausen.
Yes.